Anyway, so thanks for everybody for being here. So before we get into today's topic, let's talk about May's Corona Geek games. So I don't know if you guys have been keeping score, but Jason Schroeder, who has joined us on the call here, is really knocking it out of the park. He has already posted a score of 202. So we're playing Boom Dot, which is a great, sort of competitive, score game. I haven't even played it yet. Ed, what is it? You recommended it. Yeah. I was gonna kind of cuff it, but I haven't even played it yet. I don't even know.
It's a very simple game, basically a one-touch game where you got a dot on the screen, and you touch the screen, it shoots the dot to the top. If it hits the top of the screen, you're dead. Round over. What you're trying to do is hit another dot that's moving back and forth, and keep doing that. And it's got different motions, and you've got like different goals as you go along, and you get distracted by that. That's what always happens with me. I'm trying to get one of the stupid goals and not paying attention to my score. And then I, mess up. But 200, man, you got to have patience from oh, I see. You double yourself, and then you can do it.
That's what he's cloned himself.
Did I
Jason,
show up?
how long have you been playing?
Yeah, you showed up twice. That's cool.
Am I still showing up twice, or?
On this end, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It'll go away. So if you got 202, that's some serious, and it's not just the 202. I mean,
it's embarrassingly evident that I went through a few hours of getting slightly addicted to it this weekend.
2 hours.
Yeah, because if you look at the timeline,
the kids have gone to sleep, and
Oh, I know you
won so far.
You force your kids to play for you.
That's what it is. That's what it is. He's got them playing. They all have iPads, and they're just.
I'm gonna have to get all zen now. Hey, what are you playing on? Are you playing on a?
I play it on an iPad, and I will say, I think it gives you a bit of an advantage because it's the same play field, but everything's a little bit bigger, and the key to the higher scores is chaining together the perfect hits, which is like slamming it right.
The perfect hits, which is.
And that's what that's what became addicting, because it suddenly becomes very. I have to say, playing it, and it's the same guys who did Zigzag Boom from a couple of months ago, which was similarly addictive, and which I actually paid to unlock the ads, just because I thought, this was sort of addictive. I sort of gotten into it. These guys deserve my 99 cents. And
you could win $25, which would be $24 in your pocket.
Check it out.
No ads.
So it's got me thinking. It became so fun. It's got me thinking like I should challenge myself to come up with a little casual one-touch game and throw it, because if it's done well, it's simple. I think anybody on this panel, could play with it and go, I could make that in a weekend. I could, to make it polished and to come up with the hundreds of achievements that they have and stuff. That takes a little bit of time, but the mechanics of it are very simple to implement. But it's well done, and it triggers that little addictive chemical in your brain that just sort of keeps you going, well, one more. Okay, one more.
That's the latter part you said. The core mechanic, very basic, but the way that they added a little bit of extra, like the chaining concept and the different, like the problem I have, which is all the different challenges. Play for 45 seconds, do a thing with it, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to focus on my score. What?
And one thing I think they do really well that gives it some longevity, that keeps it from being completely stale, is after you cross maybe the 100-point threshold, it changes. Early on, it's about not hitting that top row of spikes, right? You have to make sure you aim it. But the speed with which your little player ball approaches the bottom layer of spikes speeds up as you get further. So suddenly, the slow-moving dots that you need to hit are a boon early on, and they become the problem later on because your ball is approaching the spikes, and you
don't have time to wait.
Exactly. So I really think it's a very simple game. It's easy to implement, but I think it's really well balanced. I think it's something that you could look at as a good example of how to add longevity to something that is very simple.
And that is sage advice coming from the man who's posted 202 as a high score so far.
Oh, God, it's more embarrassing than anything.
We definitely know you have spent the time.
And it became, honestly though, I've got twin 23-month-olds, and they would go to bed, and it's like you're totally trained, and it became an awesome way to just like space out. It's just like, okay, bum 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 bum.
That's funny. Well, good job. Are you gonna continue to try to break that, or are you just gonna leave it there and see if somebody?
I'd say not, but honestly, it's fun. I think it's fun at this point. I found myself playing it on the subway. You know, I mean, but it's got me thinking like I should stop playing these guys' games and I should come up with my own, you know, something simple.